Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check, check, check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Got a penalty on the opening kickoff. And here's the opening kickoff, and it's going to go down the sideline for a long return for Noble. As we welcome you into our broadcast here tonight at the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. Todd Lisenby, Drake Vitito alongside. Drake, another season of Blanchard High School football. We are on the air, and we are ready to go tonight. Drake, what do you think for the Lions? Already giving up a big kick return starting this ball game.
Yeah, a little bit of technical difficulties there, but it's good to be back for a second year. A lot of returners coming back for the Lions. We'll give you the catch-up as we get going here.
Jordan Peterman with the carry there for Noble on first down, gains 1 yard. It'll be a second down and 9.
Guess we should give our starters out. We'll get the going through.
Yeah, let's do that here after this play. Second down and 9 from the 36-yard line in Blanchard territory for Noble. Hard count. Blanchard nearly jumps, doesn't go into the neutral zone. Quarterback is Joey Bear, who's a senior. Bear takes the snap, looks right, throws immediately. Pass caught in the flat to the 35 and down to the 31-yard line. Pass is caught by Logan Kirby. Tackle made out on the edge that time by Corrick Pierce.
Good blocking there by the Noble wideout, but good linebacker read there from Blanchard and get to make the tackle.
Tonight's game brought to you by First United Mortgage. We'll have those Brightway Insurance starting lineups coming up shortly. Third down and 4 at the 31-yard line in Blanchard territory. Lions show blitz. It's a handoff. Left side and short of the first down, a yard short. On the carry, that's Jordan Peterman, and it's going to be a 4th down and 1.
It's one of the big things I want to see from the Lions this year. Big improvement on the run defense. Noble's a really good run team, really good balance attack from them, run and pass. It's going to be imperative for Blanchard to shut it down on both ends.
4th down and 1 at the Blanchard 28-yard line. Bear working out of the shotgun. Sends a man in motion. And the ball's loose. It's on the ground, and the Lions recover it. The fumble's forced and recovered on the play by Gage Ellison, and Blanchard gets a turnover after the early kick return for Noble.
Welcome sight for Gage. It's definitely one of the new names that we see on that strong OLB side. It was a great recovery. Way to see the ball get on the ground.
All right, let's take a look at our starting lineups tonight, brought to you by Brightway Insurance. For Blanchard, offensively, we'll give you the offensive line starters: Ross Johnson, Ryder Dobbs, Trace Spencer, Blake Woods, and Braden Heffernan from left to right. We'll tell you the rest of the starters after this first down play. As Cooksey throws to his right, complete to Pierce in the flat at the 30. 35 gets a block, 40, 45, midfield, and finally knocked out of bounds in Noble territory at the 45-yard line.
That was one of the strengths of the Lions last year, the passing attack from all sides. Good to see Corey Pierce get started early. One of the big contributors for them last year.
The wide receivers for the Lions: Reagan Palmer, Terrence Johnson, Brayson Carter, Corrick Pierce, Hudson Perryman, the tight end, Mikhail Howe, the running back, Carson Cooksey, your quarterback, as Cooksey takes the snap and hands off to Brayson Carter on a sweep left. Carter gets around the edge to the 40, 35, stays on his feet and falls down all the way at the 31. There is a flag down in the backfield, and we may have a hold here on the Lions.
It was a good jet sweep there by the Lions. May have gotten a hold there. Want to see a lot of that from Brayson. He's a do-it-all wide receiver inside.
Spot foul in high school football. It happened at the 45, so it'll go back to the Blanchard 45, and it's going to set up a first down and 20 now for the Lions.
Really excited to see Cooksey back for a big senior season. He was a big contributor for them last year. Pretty sneaky running the ball as well. So if there's a busted coverage, we'd really like to see him put on the ground and run.
Just underway in this one, 9:44 to go, first quarter. Noble took the opening kickoff all the way down deep into Blanchard territory. The Lions got a 4 and out, a turnover on downs, and Blanchard, after moving the ball across midfield, now with the penalty, faces first and 20 from their own 45. Cooksey in the gun, fakes the handoff, looks right, throws right, has a man. It's Carter who dives, and he nearly makes a circus catch. It's just a little too long for him, and it'll be second down and 20.
It's a pretty good throw by Cooksey, just a little bit over. Great job by Brayson there. The cornerback was playing press coverage. He was able to blow right by him. Just a little overthrown by Cooksey.
I want to thank all of our sponsors this year of Blanchard High School football coverage. First United Bank and Mortgage, Yarborough & Sons, Brightway Insurance, LB Realty Group, Blanchard Eye Care, Sutterfield Surveying, Casa de Wolf Designs, Hometown Healthcare, Coops Performance Gym, Quick Wrench, Keeler Custom Homes, 10 Arrows Roofing, and Craig and Straight Orthodontics. As we've got a pass complete up ahead to Corrick Pierce, and he's going to be right at the line to gain on a 2nd and 20. Pierce gains 20, and it'll be 1st and 10.
Something we're able to talk about pregame is the wide receiving core for Blanchard. A lot of returning yards. Brayson Carter, Corey Pierce, Reagan Palmer, Terrence Johnson, the one new face for the Blanchard wide receiving core. Should get a lot of production out this year.
Cooksey looking left, throws to Carter in the flat. Carter looking for a block at the 35, cuts back to the 30, spins at the 29-yard line, and gets all the way down to the 24.
We saw that a lot from Blanchard last year. A lot of guys that can get separation from themselves. Little bubble pass to Carter on the outside. He was able to make some plays, get some extra yardage.
See Terrence Johnson checking into the game with those yellow gloves. Very easy to spot. He'll be split inside receiver up at the top of your screen. Right side, as you're watching us on Squirtle TV, is Cooksey. Rolls to his right. Cooksey, no one to throw it to, just gets what he can, and that's no gain, maybe a half yard. In fact, they'll give him 1 yard to the 23. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Noble brought the blitz there from the outside. Good evasion by Cooksey to get away from the first tackler, get a little bit of yardage before getting brought down in the middle.
Second down and 9 at the 23-yard line in Noble territory for Blanchard. 7:54 to go first quarter. Cooksey in the gun, straight drop, plenty of time, looks, throws, has a man, complete across the 15 to the 14-yard line. That pass caught that time by Matthew Tonsing. First time we've called his name, and that's a first down throw at the 14.
Matthew Tonsing, a little sneaky. He can pretty agile, make him move both those ways.
Tonsing is wearing the number that Corey Pierce wore last year, 23.
Good catch. I didn't even see that.
First and 10, Blanchard at the 14. Cooksey hands to Howe right up the middle. Howe fighting through tacklers, still on his feet at the 10, still on his feet at the 8, fighting forward. He gained about 4 extra yards after first contact there. And it'll be a second down and 4.
Got a lot of returners from the Blanchard on the O-line. Ross Johnson, Ryder Dobbs, Trey Spencer, Blake Woods, Braden Heffernan. Trey Spencer was actually one of the guys that was slated last year early to be a starter, but I think tore ACL, I believe, kept him out for most of the year. It's going to be a strong point for that Blanchard offense for this season.
Howe right behind Cooksey on this 2nd and 4 from the 8, and Blanchard's going to draw Noble offside. And this, with the half the distance penalty, is going to give the Lions a first and goal. So first down and goal now for Blanchard. And we've got an official timeout. Officials talking this one over. I think they want to determine if it's for sure a first down or if they needed to measure. And it is a first down and goal. Cooksey working out of the shotgun. Howe to his left. Cooksey fakes a handoff, keeps it right up the middle, and there is a flag that comes in. A Blanchard touchdown, but this one may be coming back for a hold.
It was a great play there, fake handoff. Cooksey keeps it for himself, gets past the pylon, but I feel like this one's coming back. I think it might be a hold.
Touchdown is good. It's a face mask on Noble. And that's going to be added to the kickoff. So the Lions take the early 6-0 lead on the 4-yard touchdown run by Carson Cooksey.
It's a good start by the Lions. That's what you wanted to see. You knew the dynamic loss was going to stay from last year. Quick working from Noble.
Here comes Alex Price, returning to kick extra points again this year for the Lions. The snap is back. The hold is dropped. And trying to make a throw into the end zone. That one's intercepted, but it can't be returned in high school football as Reston Vickery, the holder, tried to get the 2-point conversion there. So the extra point attempt is no good, but 6:31 to go first quarter. It's Blanchard 6, Noble 0. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football. Welcome back as Maldonado gets ready to kick away again. See if Blanchard can keep Noble from having such a big return here, as this one is kicked back to the 10-yard line, returned out to the 20 and wrestled down at the 20-yard line. On the return that time was Logan Kirby. And the Lions get a nice stop on special teams there. So 1st and 10 at the 20 for the Noble Bears. Let's check the Blanchard Lions defensive starters. Cade Saunders at nose guard, Blake Woods, Ross Johnson, the defensive ends. Linebackers, Gage Ellison, Braden Stacy, Ben Hefner, Tyler Hughes. The cornerbacks, Reagan Palmer and Matthew Tonsing, and the safeties, Corick Pierce and Brayson Carter for the Lions. As it'll be 1st and 10 for Noble. At the 20-yard line, working from the left hash. Bear is in shotgun. Bear throws left side, and that one is nearly intercepted. Tonsing jumped the pass and nearly picked it off, intended for Trevor Rudd. Seth Wilson was trying to put a block in out there, and Tonsing read it perfectly. It'll be 2nd and 10. 6:18 to go, first quarter, week 1 action here from the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. As Bear again working out of the gun with Peterman to his right. Bear rolling right. Bear steps into one, throws, passes, dropped. Logan Kirby had his hands on it. It was thrown a little bit behind him. He couldn't hold on, and now it's going to be a 3rd down and 10 for Noble. Ball's at the 20. Noble needs to get it to the 30 on a 3rd down and 10. 4 receivers right, 1 left for Bear. And the Lions jump offside. So it turns what was a 3rd and 10 into a 3rd and 5 now. From the 25-yard line. Bear out of the gun, has time, steps in, throws deep down the middle, overthrown and incomplete. Intended for Seth Wilson. Coverage by Brayson Carter. Coverage by Reagan Palmer as well, and it's going to be a 4th down, and Noble's going to have to punt it away for the first time tonight. Only 25 seconds off the clock in that possession for the Bears. And they'll punt it from the 25-yard line as Logan Kirby drops back into punt formation. Brayson Carter deep to receive. And a flag comes in on Noble. Too many players on the field. It's going to move it back 5 yards. So it's 4th and 10 now from the 20-yard line. As our referee's now going to wave off the flag. So miscommunication. It's 4th and 5 still at the 25. Kirby in pump formation. Carter deep to receive. Not much wind. What wind there is kind of a crosswind as Kirby's end-over-end kick hits and takes a big Noble bounce down inside the 30 and all the way out of bounds at the 29-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Blanchard at the 29-yard line. Cooksey, working out of the gun, has 4 receivers, 2 each side. Cooksey takes the shotgun snap, hands off to Howell, right up the middle. Howell has a nice push from the offensive line, gets to the 30, 35, still on his feet, and drags the tackler all the way up to the 38-yard line. That's a 9-yard gain, as Eric Hensley had a hold of Mikhail Howell, but Howell just carried him like a backpack to the 38. 2nd down and 1 for the Lions. Cooksey takes a low snap, hands to Howell again, running left, gets away from the first man, 40, 45, has room 50. At the 45 in Noble territory, is driven out of bounds. They'll spot him at the 44. But a nice cut that time from Mikhail Howell. And a 1st down run of 18 yards. Blanchard looking to go 2 scores and 2 drives here. The Lions in the first Associated Press high school football rankings, ranked number 4 in Class 4A coming into this year. That's Cooksey, hands to Howell, who's got a big hole at the 40, 35, cuts back and down at the 34. 10 more yards for Mikhail Howell. And Blanchard moves the sticks again. New back in the game is Tyler Hughes. Or new player in the game, I should say, is Tyler Hughes going to come in. For Howell, we'll see if Blanchard goes empty backfield or if Hughes is going to get some work at running back, and it looks like Hughes will be at running back to the right of Cooksey. Cooksey hands to Hughes right up the middle. Hughes gets to the 30, spun around, ball comes loose and on the ground, and it's recovered. I believe that was Carter that jumped on top of it. It was at the 27-yard line. And Tyler Hughes will be replaced immediately by Vaughn McIntyre, who will come in after he dropped that one. Lions avoid disaster. Don't turn it over. It is a 2nd down and 3 from the Noble 27. Cooksey takes the snap. Cooksey throws deep down the middle of the field. That pass is caught for a touchdown. Reagan Palmer on the post route. Carson Cooksey dropped it in the bucket. And Blanchard leads 12-0 with 4:12 to go in the first quarter. Alex Price will come on again. Alex Price will come on again to try the extra point. As McIntyre will snap this time. Snap again is low. And again, the Lions are unable to get the extra point. But Blanchard doubles the lead. 4:12 to go first quarter. 12-0. Blanchard leads Noble. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football. Welcome back. Blanchard High School football. 12-0. Blanchard leads Noble. 4:12 to go first quarter. Todd Lisby along with Drake Vitito. Joined in the booth by the great Nate tonight as there's a kick. It's going to be taken on the line drive at the 25. Out to the 30 and down to the 36-yard line. It was Bryson Carey on the return. Tackle made by Clayton Bartlett. Tonight's game brought to you by First United Mortgage. Don't forget at halftime we'll have a scoreboard update brought to you by First United Bank as well. Thanks to all of our sponsors tonight here for Blanchard High School football and all season long. As Bear working out of the shotgun on first down. And a false start penalty. Nope, it's going to be an offside on Blanchard. This will move the ball forward 5 yards. That'll make it a first down and 5 now for Noble. Bear out of the shotgun, empty backfield, throws to his left, pass is complete to Carey, and he's going to get nothing. Gang tackled after no gain. In fact, they're going to say a loss of a yard for Bryson Carey. As first there on the tackle was Tyler Hughes, Reagan Palmer there as well. And it'll be a second down and 5. They do give him forward progress to the 41. Second and 5. As Bear runs to his left, Bear's not going to get anything. I think Blanchard might have got a hold of a face mask there as Bear broke the tackle. Might be a 5-yard penalty. Could also be a hold. We'll see. It is a hold on Noble. And that holding happened in the backfield, so this is going to move the ball. It's going to be declined, actually. So the penalty will be declined, and it'll be third down and 6 at the 40. So Noble with a third down chance here. 3:22 to go first quarter. 12-0 Blanchard with the lead. Bear fakes a handoff. Bear looking. Bear throwing. Pass is caught. Oh, and then it's intercepted. The ball's taken away in the air by Corrick Pierce. I don't know if that's going to count as a catch and a fumble or an interception, but Corrick Pierce grabs the ball away at the 43, and the Blanchard Lions force a turnover. So first and 10 for Blanchard at the 43-yard line. Empty backfield for Cooksey. 3 receivers left, 2 right. Cooksey throws it in the flat. Carter's got so much room at the 45, at the 50, at the 45, at the 44-yard line. He's finally spun to the turf. It's going to be a gain of 13 and a first down. First and 10 for the Lions at the Noble 44-yard line. Blanchard already up 12-0. That was a First United first down for the Lions. Cooksey fakes a handoff, throws to Carter right side. Carter, if he can get away from the first man, has a block. He cannot. He's going to lose 2 on the play. Good open field tackle that time by Seth Wilson for Noble. It'll be a second down and 12. Nope, they're going to give him good forward progress to the 45. So 2nd and 11 for Blanchard. Clock rolling down to about 2 minutes to play in quarter number 1 of this 2023 Blanchard High School football season. Cooksey again working with 5 receivers. Ball on the right hash. Cooksey drops, looks, throws deep, middle of the field. That pass is caught between 2 defenders. It's Reagan Palmer again, down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. And it's a First United first down for the Blanchard Lions, and it's a 1st and goal. A 40-yard pass play. And a 1st and goal for the Lions. 5 receivers again for Blanchard. Here's a handoff on a jet sweep at the 5 into the end zone. First touch is a touchdown for Terrence Johnson on the handoff, and Blanchard has their 3rd touchdown of the night. That's a Yarborough Suns Heating and Air touchdown, and it's 18-0 Blanchard Lions on top with 1:31 to go here in the first quarter. Lions have missed on 2 extra points, so they're going to go for 2 here. Cooksey drops, throws, left side, has a man. It's Perryman. Perryman, did he make the grab? What a catch! A one-handed catch by Hunter Perryman. And the Blanchard Lions lead 20-0. 1:31 to go first quarter. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football. Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. 20-0, Blanchard with the lead. Blanchard Lions football brought to you tonight by First United Mortgage, as Matt Campbell will kick this one away for the Lions. Three first quarter touchdowns for Blanchard. One of them through the air for Carson Cooksey on a pass to Reagan Palmer. One of them with Carson Cooksey's legs, and the other one on a Terrence Jackson touchdown. And here's a nice return that's going to go maybe to the house for Noble. This thing's going to be returned all the way down inside the 15, the 10 for a touchdown. Return for a touchdown by Bryson Carey. And Noble's on the board. They nearly broke one on the opening kickoff of the game. But the Bears are on the board now with a kickoff return unofficially, 74 yards. And we've got lots of scoring in this first quarter and an extra point attempt on the way for the Bears. And to kick this one is Austin Bond. There's the snap. The hold is down. The kick is away, and it's blocked. Big Ross Johnson got a hand on it, and the extra point is no good. So 1:19 to go first quarter. Blanchard still on top, but Noble's cut into the lead a little. It's Blanchard 20, Noble 6. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers.
Talk about a win-win.
Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Welcome back to Blanchard High School. Welcome any of you in that are listening to us on Classic Rock 104.5 tonight. Drake, I know you've been working on some technical issues. It's week one for everybody, right?
Sorry about my brief absence. As you like to say, Todd, I was seeing a man about a horse. I'm glad to be back.
You were doing much more than that. And Blanchard will receive the kickoff now after the kick return for Noble.
This is very eerily reminiscent of their last meeting. Blanchard got off to a really, really hot start in that first half. Noble was able to claw their way back. Should be an interesting one the rest of the way.
High, short kick, fair catch called for and made that time by McIntyre. And it's 1st and 10 for Blanchard at the 30-yard line. The Blanchard offense has been humming early on. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. 4-yard touchdown run by Carson Cooksey, 27-yard touchdown pass from Cooksey to Reagan Palmer, and then a 5-yard touchdown run for Terrence Johnson. And now Blanchard with the ball looking to go 4 for 4 here with 1:19 still to go in this first quarter.
We knew that was going to be one of their strengths coming into this season. They have a lot of weapons on the outside. It's all depending on if Carson can pinpoint those passes he's been able to early so far.
Cooksey with Howell to his right on 1st and 10 from the 30. Cooksey looks left, throws left, and the pass is knocked down. That was Nate Standridge who got a hand on that one, and it's 2nd and 10. Trying to get the slant route to Reagan Palmer out on the outside. Thanks again to our sponsors this year of Blanchard High School football. Craig and Straight Orthodontics, 10 Arrows Roofing, Keeler Custom Homes, Quick Wrench, Coops Performance Gym, Hometown Healthcare, Casa de Wolf Designs, Sutterfield Surveying, Blanchard Eye Care, the LB Realty Group, Brightway Insurance, Yarborough & Sons, and First United Bank and Mortgage. First United Mortgage, our game sponsor tonight, as Howell gets a handoff on 2nd down and gains back a good chunk on a run that was designed to go left, but he cuts back to the right for a gain of 6.
Lined up trips right, took it going left, cut back right, got a little few yards up ahead.
Our injury report tonight brought to you by Hometown Healthcare, and we are proud to report no big injuries, right, Drake?
Thankfully, yes.
For the Blanchard Lions, we hope that we don't have to report much on that on Blanchard's side all year, as Howell gets a handoff, and he's not going to get the first down. He gained 2 off the right side.
Mikhail Howell's very reminiscent of Zach Garrett from last year. Undersized guy, can go left to right, very, very fast, very agile.
See if Blanchard goes for it here on 4th and 2 early on. Looks like they're going to let the clock run down to the end of the quarter and think about it. As we will switch sides and the Lions talk it over. 1 quarter in the books. Blanchard scored 20 straight. Noble answers back with a kickoff return touchdown. After 1, it's Blanchard 20, Noble 6. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football. Welcome back to Blanchard, Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. 20-6, Blanchard with the lead after one quarter. Todd Lisenby along with Drake Vitito. Tonight's game brought to you by First United Mortgage. As we'll see what the Lions do here on 4th and 2. And they're going to send out, looks like the offense. So Blanchard going to go for it here on 4th down. No running back. Perryman is the tight end, offset to the left. As Carter comes in motion into the backfield now. It's a handoff to Carter. Carter up the middle, and he's going to have to fight forward. Did he get it? It's going to depend on the spot. I don't think he got it. We'll see where they spot him. He's short of the 40. He did not get the first down, and it's a first down for Noble. So Blanchard turns it over on downs in their own territory. And on the first play of the second quarter, Noble gets the ball back with good field position. Blanchard up 20-6. First and 10 with Bear in the gun. Peterman to his left. Bear fakes right, has a man wide open, throws right side, pass is caught, touchdown Noble. The pump and go, and Connor Lane is wide open on the edge. And Noble scores a touchdown. There is a flag. It's in the area of perhaps a roughing the passer. We'll see if Noble wants to take it on the two-point conversion or on the kickoff. Waiting for the official signal from our referee. That's a roughing the passer on Blanchard. And it's going to go on the kickoff. So second play from scrimmage, I should say. And Noble hits over the top on the touchdown as Bear on the two-point conversion. Rolling right, throwing, ball is tipped and incomplete. So Noble scores, but a two-point conversion is no good. The touchdown pass from Joey Bear to Connor Lane cuts into the lead, but Blanchard's still on top, 20-12, 11:42 to go first half. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today.
Touchdown pass to Connor Lane. As Noble now is going to kick off and might try an onside after that 15-yard penalty. They will kick one high, fairly short, taken at the 10. Returned up to the 15, to the 20, busting outside, 25, 30, it's Reagan Palmer, 35, 40, 45, 50, Palmer at the 40, and he's hit finally and knocked out of bounds.
Taken by Reagan Palmer all the way down to the 32-yard line. Finally forced out of bounds there by number 9, Dawson Davis.
First down for Blanchard to start this drive at the 32-yard line.
Reagan Palmer sets the Lions up at the Bears 31.
31-yard line, excuse me. And that's where Blanchard will start this drive. Lions scored on their first 3 drives. Turned it over on downs last time out, a 4 and out. And Noble has chipped away at the lead. It's gone from 20-0 now to 20-12. As on first down, Cooksey hands to Carter on a sweep going left at the 30, 35. Excuse me, at the 25 to the 20, cuts back 15, 10, knocked down at the 8-yard line. They'll mark him at the 9. It's a 21-yard, 22-yard gain. First and goal for Blanchard. Lions looking to make this a 2-score game again, currently up by 8. 20-12 is the score. Blanchard on top. Cooksey with Howell to his right. Cooksey hands to Howell, bouncing out left, and Howell is chopped down for a gain of 1. Logan Kirby out on the edge that time who makes the play. It'll be a second and goal from the 8. .10:28 to play first half, 20-12, Blanchard on top. Perryman in motion. Cooksey hands off right up the middle, running to the 5-yard line. Running over a tackler that time. That was Tyler Hughes getting a carry. And it's going to be a third and goal at the 4 where they give him 4 progress to. Third and goal at the 4 for the Lions. Cooksey has Hughes to his right. Cooksey fakes the handoff, throws right side for Carter. Carter, corner the end zone, makes the grab for the touchdown. Carson Cooksey, 4 yards to Brayson Carter. And Blanchard answers right back to make it 26-12. That's the touchdown brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. And now an extra point kick for Alex Price. Snap and hold are good this time, and Price's kick is away, and it's good. 9:27 first half, Blanchard 27, Noble 12. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Welcome back to Blanchard. Todd Lisby with you, Drake Vitito as well. 27-12, Blanchard with the lead, 9:27 to go in the first half. 4-yard touchdown pass from Carson Cooksey to Brayson Carter as Maldonado will boot this one away. Maldonado kicks it deep. It's going to be taken at the 19. Returned out to the 20, 25 to the 31-yard line. And Caleb Greenwood makes the tackle after a return of 12 yards, and it'll be a 1st and 10 Noble. At the 31-yard line for the Bears with 9:22 to go first half. Noble's 2 touchdowns coming, one after a special teams mistake on a kick return for a touchdown, the other one after a Blanchard turnover. Haven't really put together a drive yet as Bear throwing left, pumps, nobody home. He's going to run with it. Bear bounces outside at the 30, gets back to the line of scrimmage at the 31. Corrick Pierce over there on the tackle. Brayson Carter there as well. No gain, it'll be 2nd and 10. Actually going to give him a 1-yard gain to the 32. So it'll be 2nd down and 9. Both teams work out of the shotgun exclusively. As there's a throw left side that's batted down. Tyler Hughes got a big mid up and knocked that one down. And it'll be a 3rd down and 9 now for Noble. Ball sits at the 32-yard line. Noble needs to get it out to the 41 for a 1st down. Bear drops, has plenty of time, looks, now pressured, rolls to his left, steps into one, throws, and overthrows the intended receiver. Intended for Kirby. And it'll be 4th down, and Noble's going to go 3 and out and punt it right back to the Lions. With still 8.5 minutes to go first half. Be 1st and 10 at the 29 for Blanchard. Carson Cooksey's accounted for 3 of the Blanchard 4 touchdowns, 2 through the air, 1 on the ground. Ball's put into play at the 29 on the right hash for the Lions. Cooksey. Hands up the middle to Howell and nothing doing there. Gets about a yard to the 30. It's gang tackled by a couple of Noble Bears, including Connor Franks. It'll be a 2nd down. They'll give him 2-yard gain, 2nd and 11. Cooksey out of the shotgun, fakes a handoff, looks, throws for Johnson, and it's overthrown. Or, excuse me, thrown behind him. And incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 8 now. Big third down here for Blanchard at the 31. As taking the snap is Cooksey, throws complete. That's Palmer across the 50. Ball comes loose. They're going to say he was down at the 48. And Blanchard will retain possession after that nice gainer for Reagan Palmer. Palmer slow to get up. Holding his shoulder. He's going to go to the sidelines. He'll be replaced. As Cole Watkins will head into the game now for Blanchard. First United first down for the Lions at the 48-yard line in Noble territory. Cooksey with Howell to his right. Cooksey fakes a handoff, throws right side and overthrew the intended receiver. Try to get it to Perryman in the flat. A little too tall for him. It'll be 2nd and 10. Perryman made the acrobat catch on the 2-point conversion earlier tonight. As Blanchard with 6:59 to go in the third leads 27-12 and has it 1st and 10 at the Noble 48. Cooksey hands to Howell and Noble blitzes right into it. He's going to lose yardage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards back to the Blanchard 48, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 14. Still plenty of time on the play clock as the Lions get set from their own 48. 5 receivers for Cooksey. Cooksey drops, 3-man rush, has plenty of time. Cooksey looking, still looking. Cooksey pressured, has his helmet torn off, and a face mask is going to come in. And Blanchard's going to get a 1st down on the penalty. There is no flag for face mask. And so it'll be 4th down. Still waiting on the officials to determine what's going on this one. I think there's going to be a late hit penalty. Yeah. So there's no penalty for face mask, but there is a penalty for a personal foul late hit. And that's going to put the ball right at the 1st down yardage. Referee's still waiting to mark this one off. It's going to go right to the 38. And that's a 1st down. So 1st and 10 for Blanchard at the Noble 38-yard line with 6:04 to go. That's a First United first down. That one comes via penalty from Noble after a 3rd down stop. We'll see if the Lions can make them pay. 5 receivers on 1st and 10. Cooksey, straight drop, looks left, right, now steps up, he's pressured, he's going to be hit and sacked. Back at the 46-yard line, Eric Hensley gets to him, and it'll be a 2nd down and 18 now. Blanchard going backwards on this drive offensively, have gotten the benefit of 1 penalty. Gave them a 1st down. Gonna have to get something going here on a 2nd and 18. Cooksey sends a man out of the backfield in motion. Cooksey trying to set up a screen, gets away from 1 man. He's got a lineman downfield as a flag comes in. This is gonna be a flag on Blanchard. He's got an illegal lineman downfield, and it's going to be a penalty. Ross Johnson was about 15 yards downfield. That was a screen that was set up that Noble read. Now it's 2nd down. We've got a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 5:04 to go first half. Blanchard 27, Noble 12. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football. Welcome back. A 2nd down pass to Brayson Carter makes this a 3rd down and a little more manageable. 3rd and 13 at the 41. Blanchard needs to get it to the 28. Cooksey throws over the middle, pass complete. 1st down to Carter at the 25-yard line. Carter's cramping up. Got our first cramp of the year, and it's Brayson Carter with 4:15 to go. in the first half. We'll take a timeout while they work on the injured player. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football. Welcome back. 1st and 10 for Blanchard at the 25. As Cooksey pumps, has time, looks, throws, passes, caught and then dropped. Corey Pierce had it, couldn't hold on. And there's a flag down on the far side. See what the flag is for. Illegal man downfield again on Blanchard. And it'll be 1st and 15 after that penalty. Nope, Noble's going to decline it, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Second and 10 for the Lions at the 26-yard line in Noble territory. 4:02 to go first half. Cooksey looking right, throwing right, pass is caught. Perryman at the 20, at the 15. He's hit from behind, gets all the way down to the 12-yard line, and he's got a first down. 14-yard gain, and it's 1st and 10 at the 12 for the Lions. Going quick, Cooksey gets the snap. Looking left, throws in the flat to Howell at the 10. Howell turns it up at the 5. Howell inside the pylon and into the end zone for the touchdown. Carson Cooksey's 3rd touchdown pass of the game. A 12-yarder to Mikhail Howell. And it's 33-12 Blanchard. And Alex Price will step off the extra point. Snap and hold are good. The kick is away. This one's off the upright and no good. 3:39 to go first half. 33-12. Blanchard on top. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football. Welcome back. A 12-yard touchdown pass from Carson Cooksey to Mikhail Howe. A Yarborough and Sons Heating and Air touchdown for Blanchard makes it 33-12. Still 3:39 to go here in this first half. Blanchard led 20-6 after the first quarter, and up 33-12 now, with Maldonado set to kick it away. Kirby deep to receive. This one, though, is going to be taken by Carey at the 16. Carey to his right, up to the 20, to the 25. And that's where he's going to be taken down. Reston Vickery in on the tackle for the Lions. Thanks to our sponsors of Blanchard football tonight, First United Bank and Mortgage, 10 Arrows Roofing, Craig and Straight Orthodontics, Keeler Custom Homes, Quick Wrench, Coops Performance Gym. We'll tell you about more of our sponsors after this first down play. Bear throwing right side. That pass is caught. Gain of 4 to the 29. Catch made by Connor Lane. Hometown Healthcare, Casa de Wolf Design, Sutterfield Surveying, Blanchard Eye Care, the LB Realty Group, Brightway Insurance, and Yarborough and Sons. Sponsors of tonight's broadcast. Tonight's game sponsor, First United Mortgage. Second down and 6 from the 29. Bear looking to throw. Now steps up. He's going to run with it. Cuts back at the 30 to the 35. He's got the first down to the 36. Gage Ellison makes the tackle. Bear now working out of the gun on first down from the 36. Steps into one, hurls it deep down the right side, and that's incomplete. It was intended for Lane, who had a step on Matthew Tonsing, but Lane couldn't make the grab, and it'll be second down. Second and 10 for Noble at the 36-yard line. Bear looking left. Now throwing down the field. That's overthrown, intercepted by Palmer. And Palmer's tackled immediately at the 34-yard line. Pass was intended for Trevor Rudd. Reagan Palmer made the grab on the interception, and Blanchard gets the ball back with 2:43 to go in the first half. So first down and 10 from the 34 for Blanchard now. Still 2:43 to go, a chance to add to this lead before halftime. Cooksey with an empty backfield. Three-man rush. Cooksey throws, drops it off underneath the Pierce. Pierce makes a man miss at the 40, still on his feet. 45, 50, makes a man miss. 45, ball's loose on the turf, and Blanchard jumps on top at the 47 in Blanchard territory. It's big Braden Heffernan jumped on top of it. And a first down for Blanchard at the 47 in Noble territory. With 2:25 to go in the first half. Clock running. Cooksey sends Johnson in motion, fakes the handoff. Cooksey has time, now throws it to Johnson in the flat. He doesn't make the grab. Wouldn't have mattered anyway as he went to the turf. And it's second down. At the Noble 47-yard line now for the Lions with 2:10 to go first half. Four receivers, the tight end Perryman offset to the right. Cooksey in the empty backfield. Cooksey takes the snap. Noble brings 5. Cooksey has time, throws. Pierce catches it at the 35, 30, 25, runs over a tackler down to the 23. 24 yards. 23 yards. Down to the 24. First down with 2:03 to go in the first half, and the clock ticking again. Cooksey again working out of the shotgun. Cooksey looking, throwing, complete to Pierce again at the 15, down to about the 10. He'll be at the 12-yard line officially for another first down. Minute 44 to go in this first half. Blanchard close to putting a 40 spot on the Noble Bears. Cooksey with Hughes in the backfield with him. Cooksey hands to Hughes right up the middle at the 10, lowers his head at the 5, still on his feet near the end zone. Is he in? He is. What a run for Tyler Hughes. A 12-yard touchdown run for Tyler Hughes, and Blanchard is an extra point away from 40. Alex Price on to try the extra point. Snap and hold are good. The kick is right down the middle. 40-12, Blanchard leads. A minute 13 to go first half. You listen to Blanchard Lions football. Welcome back to Blanchard. 40-12 our score, minute 13 to go first half. As Maldonado will kick this one away. Carey's going to return it from the 18-yard line. Carey up to his left, 25, 30. Bouncing outside, 35, and out of bounds at the 37. I'll give him the 38-yard line, and that's where Noble will have it with a minute 7 to go. They'll mark him out at the 36-yard line. So first and 10, Noble at the 36. And Bears going to work with an empty backfield. Bear sends a man in motion, fakes the pop pass, rolls to his right. Bear looking, throwing, pass is caught at the 43 and wrestled to the turf. It's Kirby. They're going to mark him down at the 41. So a gain of 5. Second down and 5 for the Bears. Bear throwing again right side, pass through the hands of his intended receiver, Connor Lane. And incomplete. Third down and 5 from the 41. Third down and 5. As Bear on a quarterback draw right up the middle. Is he going to get the first down? He is. He gets hit hard, but not before he gets to the 41. And a timeout's going to be called by Noble with 25 seconds to go in this first half. We'll take it with them. 40-12, Blanchard leads. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football. Here's Bear on the run, throwing left side, and it's incomplete. With 18 seconds to go in the half. .18 seconds on the clock. 2 timeouts remaining for Noble. 2 for Blanchard as well. 2nd and 10 from their own 46 for the Bears. Bear, quarterback draw up the middle. To the 50, to the 46, and he's hit from behind. As Blake Woods comes in to clean him up at the 46 after a gain of 8 from one 46 to the other. And Noble's going to use their second timeout. We'll call it a 9-yard gain. And so another timeout for Noble with 11 seconds to go. Blanchard up 40-12. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football. Welcome back in as Joey Bear drops to pass. Throws one deep right side, and that is overthrown and incomplete. That's a new quarterback in the game for Noble. That was Jackson Steely who threw that one deep. And it's going to be 4th down now. Bear, I think, got hit pretty hard on that last play, and now it's 4th and 1 with 4 seconds to go. And Noble's going to use their last timeout. 40-12, Blanchard leads Noble. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football. Welcome back. 4th down and 1 for Noble at the Blanchard 45. Steely dropping to throw. Last play of the first half, floats one up that's complete to the 30, to the 25, and ridden out of bounds is Logan Kirby, and that's how the first half will come to an end. Halftime here at Blanchard. Blanchard 40, Noble 12. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and give you a halftime scoreboard update. That's all on the way. It's Blanchard Lions football. Welcome back to Blanchard, the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. Todd Lisby, Drake Vitito. Blanchard football brought to you by First United Bank and Mortgage, Yarborough and Sons, Brightway Insurance, the LB Realty Group, Blanchard Eye Care, Sutterfield Surveying, Casa de Wolf Designs, Hometown Healthcare, Coops Performance Gym, Quick Wrench, Keeler Custom Homes, 10 Arrows Roofing, and Craig and Straight Orthodontics. Drake, I know you've been putting out some fires behind the scenes in this first half, but
A little bit.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on what little you were able to see in the first half of play?
Well, I looked up to the scoreboard and it was 40-12, and I was like, okay, all right. It's a pretty good start to the offense for Blanchard. The few things I did see, and one of the biggest questions I had coming into this season was, how is the wide receiver core going to look? We knew Blanchard was going to be big in the passing game, and it proved true in that first half. They got a lot of weapons. Brayson Carter returning. He can do a lot. He creates in space very well. Same thing for Reagan Palmer, Corey Pierce. These are guys that either A, started last year, or B, played heavy minutes coming off the rotation, and they're proving it tonight. Noble is a pretty good team. They gave up a fight to them last year. So I was really glad to see the bounce back in that first half on the offense. And on the other side, for the defense, I think the biggest question for me coming in was how the run defense was going to look. I think anyone, a Blanchard fan or the Blanchard coaches, would tell you that was one of the places where they had to improve last year. And they have done it so far against Noble. They just have not been able to get much going, the Noble Bears, against that Blanchard defense. So all in all, I think this is about as good at a half as you could start if you're Blanchard.
Certainly going to get tested in the run defense next week against Piedmont. There's no doubt about that. We'll really find out about the Lions' run defense next week. But let's talk real quickly just about some other things going on. First off, for those that are listening on the radio, we had a little bit of a technical issue, so
yes,
you may not have heard this, but our starting lineups tonight brought to you by Brightway Insurance. We want to thank our game sponsor tonight, First United Mortgage. Hometown Healthcare is your injury report sponsor all year, and going into this game, no big injuries for the Blanchard Lions. So we will continue to update you throughout the season on the Hometown Healthcare injury report. Our first down sponsor this year is First United Bank. The touchdown sponsor, Yarborough and Sons, and Blanchard has already put, 6 of those on the board in the first half.
Getting their money's worth today.
Our player of the game afterwards will be brought to you by the LB Realty Group again this year, and our halftime scoreboard update brought to you by First United Bank. And let's get to some of those scores, Drake.
Yeah.
Here in 4A, let's start with Class 4A, where at halftime, Perkins Tryon leads Tecumseh 21-0. Tecumseh, the last game on the schedule of the regular season this year for Blanchard. It's Cash 7, Altus 6 at the half. Bishop McGuinness leads Clinton by a score of 14-0. It's Hera 36-0 over McLeod. That game is in the third quarter. Again, Hera, another team in Blanchard's district. Stigler leads Catoosa 36-13. Lone Grove 28-7 over Medill. Collinsville big over Oologah 35-7 midway through the third. Berry Hill and Fort Gibson are tied at halftime at 7. Wagner 17-7 lead over Coweta in the third quarter. Hilldale leads Tulsa Edison 14-0 at halftime. Skiatook is at home tonight against Glenpool, and Glenpool leads that one in the third quarter 14-7. Miami and Grove are tied at 14 at the end of the first half. Ada leads Ardmore by a score of 20-0. Guthrie 48-0 lead over Woodward in the second quarter. Marlow 21-0 over Chickasha. Here's another game involving a school in Blanchard's district, including a couple in a row, actually. Let's start with Bethel 15-8 lead in the second quarter over Classen SAS, another team that is in the Lions district. And Bethany leads 31-6 in the second quarter over John Marshall. How about this? A little bit of a surprise. Weatherford, who we saw last year in the playoff game here in the snow.
The blizzard.
At halftime, Kingfisher leads Weatherford 14-13.
Okay.
Weatherford, a team expected to be really good this year. Durant 7-6 lead over Broken Bow. Bristow leads Cushing 21-20. Cushing lost so many seniors off of that team last year. Stillwell 27-0 over Roland. That's the other score from Class 4A. A couple of finals from last night. Elk City beat Bridge Creek 28-8. Hominy beat Cleveland 41-12. And, those are the finals from last night in Class 4A. Anything of note there to you?
Not really. The big matchups that I'm excited for, and I think that all the Blanchard fans have circled for the schedule when it comes to this year, is Tuttle Bethany is a big one. That was a pretty interesting game. Taylor Wine, the now commit to OU, not there anymore. So I'm excited to see how Bethany looks if they're reloaded.
Taylor Kime, I think is who you're talking about.
Kime?
Yes,
Is it
I think that was his last name. Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what Bethany looks like.
Well, and then also it's worth noting, the 3 teams in the district last year that made the playoffs with Blanchard were Bethany, Tuttle, and Newcastle.
Yep.
And Tuttle and Newcastle are off this week. They played last week in week 0. Tuttle defeated Cache 41-7. Newcastle defeated Weatherford 34-14. So both those teams already have banked a win this year, and they are off in week 1.
So the Newcastle
and they'll be back
game,
in action week 2.
The Newcastle game last year, me and you both missed. So we actually were not able to see
Correct.
what Newcastle had. I do remember the score. I believe it was 20-0 Blanchard, so they were able to skunk them at home.
19-0, I think.
19-0. So I'm excited to see what Newcastle looks like. Obviously, with a score like that against Weatherford, and Weatherford this week against Kingfisher, I'm excited to see what Weatherford brings back as well.
Just kind of looking forward to next week. Class and SAS travels to Southeast as far as district teams for Blanchard. Woodward is at Bethany next week, so Bethany will host Woodward. Some other district games. Newcastle will host Plainview next week. Obviously, Blanchard will be at Piedmont next week to take on the Wildcats. Let's see. Tuttle is at Noble next week, so this Noble team will go back home and take on Tuttle next week as far as district games for other Class 4A teams in Blanchard's district. So Harrah's at Western Heights next week as well. So that's kind of your 3A scoreboard tonight. Let's look at some of the scores up at the top of high school football this week in Class 6A1, where obviously we find the biggest schools in the state. And as we load those scores up on Scortal now, 6A1, where last year Bixby came into 6A1 and won the title. Tonight, Edmond North leads Moore 21-17 third quarter. It's Westmore 30-7 over Yukon at halftime. Good one up in the 918. Union leads Broken Arrow 20-17 early third quarter. Union number 2 in the state. Enid 16-7 over Ponca City. Deer Creek leads Edmond Memorial 10-7. Jinx and Owasso going at it in the 918. And Jinx having lost last week to... You muted me there, buddy.
Was that me?
Yeah, that's yours there. Yeah, you muted me. That's
all right.
okay.
I've been out of the game for
That's
a
all
half.
right. That's all right. You muted me there so you could have a little burp. That's all right. Jinx, who lost last week to Edmond Santa Fe, they trail Owasso 21-0 at halftime. So Jinx is on the verge of being 0-2. Mustang leads Southmore 28-6. And Norman North last night shut out Norman by a score of 21-0 in the Crosstown Clash. Those are some of the scores in Class 6A1.
I know you're taking a lot of notes down there, Todd. Is there any leaders in the clubhouse in the first half or a player of the game so far for the LB Realty Group?
Well, I mean, Carson Cooksey's making a pretty good case. He's got 4 touchdowns, 3 of them through the air, 1 of them on the ground for Carson Cooksey. Reagan Palmer's had a big night as well. He's caught a touchdown and caught a big pass that led to another touchdown. But, yeah, I think early on it's always a good thing when you got about 3 or 4 different guys you can choose from player of the game, and that's where Blanchard sits at right now.
I believe Cooksey was the player of the game for Noble last year as well in that loss, if I remember correctly.
I think so in week number 1. Yeah, Carson Cooksey did have a big game in that one despite the loss at Noble last year. Let's look real quick at some of the other games around the state of note. Let's go into Class 6A2 tonight, where Tahlequah leads Sapulpa 28-20. Enid 16-7 lead over Ponca City in Class 6A2. Technically, Deer Creek leading Edmond Memorial, which we told you earlier, is a 6A2 score because Deer Creek is 6A2. They lead 6A1, Edmond Memorial 10-7. PC West 20-7 over PC North. That game at halftime. Claremore 21-7 over Bartlesville. Muskogee up big on Putnam City 35-0. U.S. Grant leads Classen 20-0 at halftime. Duncan 14-13 over Lawton. Southeast 20-0 over Capitol Hill. And Choctaw taking on Santa Fe tonight. Should be a pretty good game there. Choctaw obviously not able to get their week 0 game in because of that incident that happened against Del City over at Choctaw High School last week. So the Yellow Jackets will officially get started tonight against Edmond Santa Fe. All right, when we come back, we will get you ready for the second half kickoff. Our halftime score here from Blanchard. It's been all Lions in the first half. Blanchard scored the first 20 points of the game, and then it was 20-12, and then 20 more in a row for Blanchard. The score is 40-12 at halftime. Blanchard with the lead. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football. Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex as we get ready to start the second half of play. Blanchard with a 40-12 lead over Noble at halftime. Let's recap the first half scoring for you. Carson Cooksey had a 4-yard run with 6:31 to go in the first quarter. The extra point snap was bad and the kick was no good. It was 6-0 Blanchard. Carson Cooksey then hit Reagan Palmer for a 27-yard touchdown pass. Again, the extra point snap was bad and Blanchard led 12-0. with 4:12 to go in the first. Not done in the first quarter, though. Before the quarter ended, Blanchard got a 5-yard touchdown run from Terrence Johnson. Cooksey threw a 2-point conversion pass to Hudson Perryman. He made a one-handed catch in the corner of the end zone to make it 20-0 Blanchard with 1:31 to go in the first quarter. On the ensuing kickoff, Bryson Carey went 76 yards for a touchdown to make it 20-6 Blanchard. In the second quarter, Noble scored again on a 39-yard pass from Joey Bear to Connor Lane. The extra point pass was no good. It was 20-12 Blanchard, and that was the closest Noble would get in the second quarter, as that was with 11:39 to go in the quarter. But a couple minutes later, Cooksey, 4-yard pass to Brayson Carter. First of many connections for those two, you would think, this year. Alex Price's extra point made it 27-12. And then with 3:39 to go in the quarter, Carson Cooksey found Mikhail Howe for a 12-yard touchdown pass. The extra point was missed off the upright. Blanchard led 33-12 with 3:39 to go. And then put one more in the end zone with 1:13 to go in the first half. Tyler Hughes runs it in from 12 yards out to make it 40-12 Blanchard, as Blanchard has scored 6 touchdowns, and on those 6 touchdowns, 6 different players have carried the ball over the goal line, Drake.
Wow, it sounds like it was a great half of action to
It
watch.
was, yes, it was.
I'm excited to see it. Probably the most points they put up in a half all of last year, including. So.
Yeah, Cooksey ran one in. Reagan Palmer caught one. Terrence Johnson ran one in. Brayson Carter caught one. Mikhail Howe caught one. And Tyler Hughes ran one in. And Blanchard will get to pick up right where they left off here in the second half, as the Lions will receive the second half kickoff, as Austin Bond has it on the tee for Noble. And Brayson Carter, along with Terrence Johnson, deep to receive, standing at their own 10-yard line. The last kick was a high short one. Last couple of kicks have been high short ones for Noble. In the area of over where Tonsing is right now, at about the 30 is where the last kick went to. We'll see what Bond does here. I think he'd want to keep it out of the hands of Carter and or Johnson, and he is going to kick it right in that area. The ball's bouncing. Johnson will grab it at the 22. He'll get up to about the 25 where he's taken down. And it's first down for Blanchard at the 25-yard line.
One of the new opportunities for me this year, starting next week, I'll be able to be the host of the Coaches Show, so I'm going to get a real in-depth look at all the position groups, maybe get an eye on some new faces within the team. So I'm really excited to see guys like, a Terrence Johnson, someone who may have not been a part of the program last year. Guys like that, just get a little in-depth view of the team.
First and 10 from the 25. Cooksey out of the gun, and Noble's going to jump offside. So a 5-yard penalty as Big Bronson Barnett went into the neutral zone, and it'll be first and 5 now. Let's give you the starters for Blanchard. You may have missed those early on. Our starting lineup's brought to you by Brightway Insurance. The starting lineup offensively, offensive line, left tackle Ross Johnson, left guard Ryder Dobbs, center Trey Spencer, right guard Blake Woods, right tackle Braden Heffernan. Receivers Reagan Palmer, Terrence Johnson, Brayson Carter, Corick Pierce, Carson Cooksey the quarterback, Hudson Perryman the tight end, Mikhail Howe the running back, as Cooksey will throw it to Carter, right side. Carter 30, 40, gets loose, 45, 50. Cuts back at the 45, 40, and he slips to the turf at the 37 as he tried to make a man miss there. Still going to be a nice gain of 33 yards and a first down for Blanchard.
Got to give a quick shout-out to number 3, Cork Pierce. The blocking on the end there was outstanding. Like we said before, those little bubble passes to guys like Carter, he can do a lot in space, and he showed it there. With one good block, he can make things happen.
First and 10, Blanchard at the 37 in Noble territory. Just underway second half, already 40-12 Lions. Cooksey hands off up the middle to Howell, nothing doing. He'll get back to the line, and that's it. As good tackle that time by Andrew Holmes. 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Not a bad carry there for Howell. Just one tackle to beat, and he would have gotten probably a good chance at a first down. Really been impressed with this Blanchard O-line as of late. They've given Cooksey a lot of time back there to make his decisions in the pocket. It's what I wanted to see for a lot of guys on the returning O-line.
Second and 10 from the 37. Cooksey fakes the handoff to Howell, throws over the middle to Johnson, who makes the catch. His first catch of the year at the 30 for a gain of 7.
Saw a lot of that last year with the Lions, a lot of plays up the middle. And I think it really just comes back to guys that are able to make plays in space. I'm really excited to see Terrence Johnson this year, even though that was his first catch. He's done a lot of good things off the ball. And I'm just ready to see what they can do up the middle of the field. I think they're really dangerous in that area.
3rd and 3 at the 30 for the Lions. Noble showing blitz. Cooksey throws it in the flat to Johnson. Johnson needs to make a man miss, and he does not. He reaches the ball, though, and he's going to get the first down with that reach of the football. A 3-yard gain. No official sign yet. Yep, there it is. First down, Blanchard.
Good extension there from Johnson to get those couple extra yards. A little bit of a trips left situation there. Terrence was in the middle. The far wide receiver and the inside receiver both slanted out, and Terrence went on a bubble, and he had one guy to beat, and he was able to get enough for the first down.
Little injury update. By the way, that's a United first down for the Blanchard Lions. Little
Nice.
injury update when we come back, brought to you by Hometown Healthcare. As man in motion is Carter. And it's a fake handoff to him. Cooksey right up the middle, has a lot of room. 20, 15, 10. Cuts back at the 5. What a move by Carson Cooksey and into the end zone for a 27-yard touchdown.
This is a great drawed up play there. They fake the jet sweep. Cooksey takes himself, makes a couple man miss, gets in, past the pylon for a TD. Very easy. It's coming very easy for the Lions tonight.
Price on for the extra point. Price 2 for 3 on extra points tonight. Reston Vickery will hold. The hold is down. The kick has plenty of leg, and it's good. 9:35 to go third quarter. It's all Blanchard. Lions lead by 5 touchdowns, 47-12. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Welcome back as Maldonado kicks it away. This one's going to be taken up the middle of the field to the 30, 35, and out to the 36-yard line by Carey, who had that kickoff return for a touchdown earlier. Blanchard touchdown brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. A 27-yard touchdown run for Carson Cooksey, the 5th touchdown he's been responsible tonight for Blanchard.
Definitely an early leader in the clubhouse for the LB Realty Group Player of the Game. This is what I completely missed in that first half.
I mentioned real quick, Hometown Healthcare injury update. Reagan Palmer, jersey off here in the second half. He's got his shoulder taped up on the sidelines.
Ooh,
for Blanchard.
Shoulder looks a little
It's like
red.
his right shoulder. Got some ice on it, so I think that's why it's red. As there's a first down run by Peterman up to the 40 for a gain of 3. Ross Johnson in on the tackle.
Obviously, I'm not down there on the sideline, but it looks like he's been able to move it okay. I think it's more of a shoulder than a...
When obviously no need to do anything crazy, up by 28 at halftime as Peterman carries right side, and he's going to get a couple yards out to the 42. As this time in on the tackle was Gage Ellison.
I missed most of the defensive action for the Lions in the second half. Just judging on the score, it seems like it's been okay. I think the biggest thing for me is just that run defense and how it looks, especially down the middle. Edges, they usually do fine. It's just down the middle.
3rd down and 5 from the 42. There's a pass, and that's incomplete. Knocked away. That was the quarterback, Steely. Bear hasn't been in since he got hit in the second quarter. And it's 4th down, and Noble's going to punt it right back to Blanchard.
The pressure from Blanchard on that blitz came from the middle this time, caused the Noble quarterback to roll out to the right, ended up not seeing the defender right in front of him, and caused that incompletion.
Be interesting to see if we see Carson Cooksey again, or if we see Hudson Perryman or Rio Reynolds come in at quarterback, maybe both of them in this second half for Blanchard. As Noble will run on a player late.
Hudson Perryman would be an interesting look at QB. Did not see any of him last year at that position.
Snap is over the head of Kirby. He's got to go back and get it. It's a line drive kick that's returnable. Carter's got it at the 21. Carter cutting back. Outside at the 30. To the 35. To the 39-yard line. There's a flag down. Way up the field at the 42.
Carter's so quick, man. He can go side to side really fast. Even if that space is closing in around him, he just knows how to get around it. Special teams is going to be a big side of Blanchard's offense down as the season continues to move on.
I think the flag's going to be on Braxton Rinkin for a hold on the return for Blanchard, so it'll move him back 10 yards of where this thing ended. It's a personal foul on Blanchard, so it's a 15-yard penalty. So it's going to move the ball all the way back to the 23-yard line. And Blanchard will have it there 1st and 10 with 8:11 to go. Third quarter, 47-12, Blanchard with the lead.
Trying to see who's replacing Palmer. Is it Watkins? Is it 11, I believe?
Yeah,
On that
Watkins
far
is
left?
in there for Palmer, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how long they keep the starters in here for. Obviously, 8 minutes left.
Still a lot of time left.
Very, very much so. And don't forget last year, Blanchard held them scoreless in that first half, and they came back raging. I think it's a little bit different story, even though it is the first game of the year. I think they're in a little bit more comfortable position in that driver's seat.
Cooksey. Hands off to Hal. Nope, fakes it. He's going to pass it on the edge. That pass is complete to Terrence Johnson. He gets out to the 30. He's driven out of bounds there. The clock will stop with 8:03 to play. In the third, 7-yard gain.
Cooksey kept himself into the very last second, threw it on that bubble, got a couple yards out of it.
That was more than just a run-pass option. That was a run-pass option. He could have handed it off, ran, or passed it.
That's right.
He chose the final of the 3. Cooksey out of the gun. He's going to fake the handoff and keep it himself. Running right. Cooksey to the 35, the 40, and out of bounds with the first down. Mark him out at the 41.
That's the joy of having so many people on that offensive side that can go fast. You are totally comfortable with running side to side instead of going head to head in that middle, especially when you have really good blockers on that edge. I'm talking about guys, the wide receivers on the edge. They're really good one-on-one blocking. It's able to create that much space, get that much yardage.
1st and 10, Blanchard at the 41-yard line. Cooksey with Noble showing blitz, and the Bears again jump offside.
Way to mute yourself on the correct button, by the way.
Wind's blowing into us, Drake. The what'd you say?
I said way to correctly mute your button.
Oh, thank you.
I failed to do that.
The wind is blowing into us. The referee on the near side threw his flag, and it blew back into the faces of the Blanchard players.
Like a boomerang.
Yeah.
Honestly, for the first game of the season, the temperature ain't so bad. I don't know if that's because we have an AC in here.
You sound like Rocky Balboa. Temperature ain't so bad.
Temperature ain't so bad in here.
Jeez. First down and 5 at the 46.
Italian. I am Italian, Todd.
I thought you were French.
Both.
Cooksey in the gun. Cooksey hands to Howell. Howell has room at the 50. Cuts back, 45, gets into jail, tries to get out of it, and just plows his way down to the 42. Nice run. 12 yards and a first down for Mikhail Howell as Noble looks to be just kind of out of gas, Drake, here in the third quarter.
Yeah, it was a really good run up the middle. Blanchard's doing I don't even know if you'd necessarily call it a counter. They start one way and they end up dashing and going the other. He started out right, ended up popping back left, and there was a huge gap. He ended up getting the most out of those yards down the middle.
First and 10 for Blanchard at the Noble 42-yard line. Cooksey sends Carter into the backfield in motion. Cooksey fakes a handoff, runs to his left. Cooksey's going to keep it to the 40, down to the 38. He was hit by Adrian Henderson, taken down after a gain of 4.
I think that's one of Carson Cooksey's most underrated qualities about himself at the at quarterback spot. He's very, very good with the run game. But with that being said, though, I get a little nervous when he gets out there on the edges and the defense is able to read it pretty well.
Every once in a while he does what my old high school coach, Coach Fields, used to say was carrying the ball like a loaf of bread.
Yep.
Got to be careful in the open field that he doesn't fumble it away. Cooksey hands off to Mikhail Howell right up the middle. Howell's got the first down as he spun down at the 31 after a 7-yard run.
One of the most underrated qualities about this Blanchard team that isn't going to get talked about a lot, besides us, we're gonna spotlight everyone we can, all the groups we can, while we can. That offensive line, a lot of returners. I'm talking Ross Johnson, Blake Woods, Trey Spencer coming back from injury. This is a tight-knit group. They've played with each other for years. That's going to get Mikhail Howell all the opportunity to get all that extra yardage on those carries.
By the way, that's a First United first down for Blanchard.
Absolutely.
First and 10 at the 31. Howell this time hitting the backfield, not going anywhere. He's going to lose a couple. He might actually fight forward for just a 1-yard loss, and he does, to the 32, but it'll be 2nd and 11.
The right edge was left wide open there. I believe it was the linebacker for Noble was able to beat that edge and get Howell in the backfield.
Howell has the 1 touchdown, but it wasn't on the ground. It was through the air. I want to thank our sponsors tonight. Some of our sponsors tonight for Blanchard football. Keeler Custom Homes, 10 Arrows Roofing, Craig and Straight Orthodontics. 2nd down and 11, Blanchard at the 32. Cooksey fakes a handoff, has all day, throws right side, overthrown and incomplete. Airmailed Brayson Carter, threw it into double coverage. It'll be 3rd down and 11 now.
I think not a lot of people are going to realize it, but you know, with Carson Cooksey being so involved in that run game, that's going to put his stamina down a little bit. So I think that overthrow may be just a sign of just a stamina issue, but that'll get sorted out here as the games go by. More practices get under his belt. He's had a really good game thus far.
Some more sponsors of tonight's action and this year's Blanchard football season. Quick Wrench, Coop's Performance Gym, Hometown Healthcare, Casa de Wolf Designs, and Sutterfield Surveying. 3rd and 11 for the Lions. Blitz comes. Blanchard picks it up. Cooksey airmails one right side for Carter, who makes the grab at the 1-yard line. 31-yard pass from Carson Cooksey to Brayson Carter, and it's 1st and goal at the 1.
A little bit of an out route right there. Caught him on the backside. It was a really, really perfect pinpointed pass there for Carter. He went up and got it right at the apex. Put it right where the Noble defender couldn't be. It's about as perfect as you could draw it up.
Tyler Hughes comes in now. I think he's going to be kind of the short yardage guy this year for Blanchard. Perryman as the blocking back to his right, to the right of Cooksey. Hughes to the left of Cooksey. As Cooksey takes the snap, hands it to Hughes, and he goes right up the middle untouched for the touchdown. Blanchard has already hung a half 100 on him, and we still got 4:34 to go in the third quarter. It's 53-12 Blanchard on the 1 yard. Tyler Hughes run. His second touchdown of the night.
It's a really good play there. They motioned Perryman at the last second. Perryman came over on the left side from the right, cleared up a lane perfect for Hughes to run straight through the middle for 6.
Alex Price on for the extra point. Snap is low. Price does get the kick away, though, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. 4:34 to go third quarter. It's Blanchard 54, Noble 12. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football. Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex as Maldonado kicks a little knuckler away that bounces to Logan Kirby at the 22. Kirby up the middle of the field to the 30, to the 34-yard line, where he's taken down. In on the tackle for Blanchard that time was Luke Young.
I think the plan for Blanchard now is very straightforward with about 4 minutes left here in the third quarter, up by 42. Just get those subs in, get some guys some reps that may be getting some down the line depending on injuries. Get some of the young guys in there because you've done your job. You've done what you've had to do. Get them out there. Great week 1.
1st and 10 as Steely will throw. He'll fire one deep down the right side, and that's incomplete. Again, Tonsing was beat down the field, but the pass was incomplete for Connor Lane. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Tonsing was right up on him on that line of scrimmage. Ended up getting beat on the footsies. Not a big deal because of the overthrow. It's a good thing to work on in practice next week. For game 1, though, for defense and offense combined for the Lions, I think this is about as perfectly as you could draw it up, though.
Got to finish it out as here's a handoff right up the middle to Peterman. Peterman runs to the 40, to the 42-yard line. Ross Johnson takes him down. As we've got an injury timeout, it's Connor Lane who's down. I think we got a cramp situation going on here for Lane. Yes, we do. Which is a good time for a great PSA. Drink water.
We are
everyone. Stay hydrated.
As we've been saying all week, Todd, we are just getting out of the doldrums of the summer with sports finally getting, non-baseball sports getting back up.
Spoken like a true Yankees fan.
But with that being said, we are still in the hotness of summer. That temperature still feels like summer. So these cramps in this first month of football definitely going to be a regular occurrence.
Did you cramp up a lot when you played sports as a kid, Drake?
No, and I think part of that was I'm a big mustard guy. I enjoy mustard on pretty much anything.
You think that's the reason, huh?
Yeah. Is that a myth? You think that's
I
a
don't
myth?
know. I have no
Mustard.
idea.
What's the other thing? It's mustard and what
Pickles,
else helps?
isn't it?
Pickles? Pickle juice.
Pickle juice, yeah. I thought that was a big one.
I don't know.
I don't think I ever had a cramp during a game. I would always get them at night after the games.
Like a sore,
Like laying
a
in
sore
bed.
cramp?
Yes,
yeah.
like the wake up in the middle of the night with both legs cramping.
You ever had like your pinky toe cramp before?
Yes. Have you ever had your jaw cramp?
No.
That's a real weird one. I get like a cramp like under my chin right here in the jaw. It's really weird.
The only place I cramp now at my ripe age of 24 is my big toe and my pinky toe. It makes no sense. Don't
The only
ask.
place I cramp at the ripe age of 41 is everywhere, all the time. Here's a handoff to Peterman on third down. He's got the first down up near midfield. He's taken down that time by Hefner, but he gets the first down up to midfield as the clock will run when the ball gets set with 4:03 to go.
Noble has had some pretty okay success this drive with that outside edge run. They're able to seal that edge.
Here's Steely who throws it left side to Carey. Carey looking to bust outside, gets across midfield, gets down to the 41, and Corrick Pierce knocks him out of bounds hard at the 41. He gains 9.
Got to give a quick shout out to Gage Ellison there. He was the first on the block of that wide receiver for the Bears. He blew that up, was able to give Corrick Pierce the room he needed to make that play.
They give him 10 yards and a first down to the 40. Jackson Steely, the sophomore, has been in the game since the senior quarterback Joey Bear took a big hit in the second quarter. Steely hands to Peterman right up the middle, big hole, 30, 25, 23-yard line before Terrence Johnson takes him down. Run of 17 and a first down.
I think any of the former Blanchard players now, and the coaches would have told you, I think the one thing they wish they wanted to improve on last season heading into this season was that run defense down the middle. It's just something that has crept up on them this past season, and it's something they need to work on going into next week.
Steely throws right side up for grabs. That pass is incomplete, but a flag comes in. Going to be a pass interference call on Blanchard here.
I wasn't able to get a good look at it. I know that there were some hands on both sides, but I don't know if it was anything big enough to constitute a flag.
Pass interference on Blanchard is going to be a 15-yard penalty. So a half the distance penalty from the 23 down to the 11.5.
We didn't get to mention this pregame due to technical difficulties, but really good turnout for Blanchard tonight. First game of the season. Honestly, for Noble, too, a pretty good turnout. There was a pretty good turnout last year during the first game of the season at Noble. This is good for Blanchard to reciprocate that energy for the first game this year. High hopes for this team.
Remember last year, Blanchard played 4 home games.
Yeah, not very
and
many
6
at all.
road games. This year, the schedule flips. 6 home games this year for Blanchard. As on first down, Peterman gets the handoff right up the middle. Runs to about the 7 or 8 yard line.
And honestly, you got to give credit to the Noble offensive line. They've been the more physical unit out there with Blanchard in that 3-man front. They've been able to create those gaps for the Noble run game, and it's working so far on this drive.
Lots of substitutions going on for Blanchard here. Blake Woods into the game now. Terrence Johnson has come in for Palmer at that cornerback position here in the second half. As Blanchard shows a blitz. Handoff up the middle to Peterman. Peterman's nearing a first down. Pierce grabs him and pulls him back at the 4. He's going to be a couple yards short. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
So Noble's sitting comfortably in 5A. I was looking at the classifications, the actual number classifications. It's just kind of crazy to see Blanchard near the top of 4. Going back to when I was in school, they were 3, top of 3. I would not be surprised in a couple years if we see them in the same ranks as, the Noble Bears of the world.
I think that's part of the reason why they're playing these games. Is Steely on 3rd and 2, throws right side, and a big hit is made as Tonsing comes in and makes the play, and then he's down cramping up. And the pass is incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
I think we would call that play a classic blow-up. Noble was going for that bubble pass. Tonsing was able to read it before that pass even got out of the quarterback's hands, and he was right there. As soon as the pass hit the hands of the receiver, just blew him up in the backfield.
See Rio Reynolds and Hudson Perryman getting ready. I think Reynolds is going to come into the game for Blanchard next possession at quarterback.
Todd, you already got one football game under your belt. UCO.
That's right, yeah.
Yesterday.
Last night, UCO got a 24-21 win over Nebraska Kearney. Nebraska Kearney, not the greatest football program, but has a really good volleyball program. Nebraska's such a big volleyball state. They actually played before the University of Nebraska at Nebraska Stadium the other night.
Really?
And they played Wayne State, who's another Division II program in Nebraska. So Nebraska Kearney Volleyball played at 4:30 for that night game. It's actually kind of interesting. Like, all their volleyball players had to wear sunglasses.
I didn't realize the pregame to the actual game was another game.
Was a D2 game, that's right. And so by the time – there's no official attendance for that because it was just people kind of filing in, kind of like, the opening act for a concert. But by the time they finished that game, there were about 40 to 60,000 people there for Nebraska Kearney and Wayne State. So pretty cool for them. Didn't go as well for their football team coming down to Edmond last night as the Broncos put it on them. Roll Chos, baby. How about the moon tonight?
Is it red?
Look at the moon.
Well, we had a blue moon the other night, and shame on me. I thought the blue moon was actually going to be blue, but
That's not how that works, Drake.
Yeah, well, I just thought because, red moons, if it can be red, why can't it be blue? I guess.
It's not really red either.
What color is it?
It's kind of orangish.
Fair enough. And then I was taught amongst the great scientists at Tyler Media why the moon turns red.
Interesting.
Has to do something with the sun, and I didn't listen to half of it, so here we are.
Glad you learned. Tonsing comes out of the game injured. So 4th down, Noble's going to go for it here. 4th and 3. Hand off to Peterman. Peterman running. He's hit. I don't know if he got it. It's going to depend on the spot. He did not get it. He got a yard. It's going to be short, and Blanchard's going to take over 1st and 10 at the 3.
It was a great stand by the Blanchard defense. Noble tried to go back to that cash cow that's been working for them this drive, that kind of middle edge run. Blanchard read it like a book, blew it up before they could get that first. Oh, it's 4th down now.
I thought it was 4th down.
Oh.
Now they're saying it is 4th down. They give it to Pierce, who this time is driven back again. Did he get the first down?
I think we might have a chain measurement.
We'll wait on the spot. He did not get it.
Oh.
Well, I thought it was already 4th down. It was 3rd down. The Lions stopped him twice in a row.
Makes it all the more
Blanchard
impressive.
gets it back at the 3.
I really think Noble might have ran the same exact play again. Good read by Blanchard to blow it up.
You're too young. You're too young to remember this, Drake. But in 1990, Colorado played Missouri, and back then that was a Big 8 conference game.
Yes.
And I believe it was Missouri that got a 5th down, and they won the game on what was 5th down.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a free play or?
Yeah. Well, it was 4th down, and the referee kept track wrong and said it was 3rd down, and then they got an extra play and won it.
In the era of replay and phones and everything,
yeah,
I just
that would not happen nowadays.
So who ended up winning?
Hudson
Missouri?
Perryman at quarterback now. I'm pretty sure Missouri won the game. So Carson Cooksey, assuming his night is done, is going to finish with 3 touchdown passes and 2 touchdown runs. As there's a handoff on 1st down and a carry by McIntyre. Out across the 10 to the 12. Gains 9. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Every time I hear McIntyre, I think of McIntyre Law, and it's going to mess with me all season. Hey, who knows? once we get to that
Maybe he
coach's
wants to be a
show-
lawyer. Who knows?
Yeah, right. Once we get into that coach's show, it may actually be a descendant.
LB Realty Group, Right Way Insurance, Yarborough & Sons, First United Bank and Mortgage. Some of our sponsors tonight. First United Mortgage, our title sponsor tonight, as Perryman hands off on second down to McIntyre, runs right side across the 20 to the 22. He's going to gain 10, make it 11 out to the 23, and that'll be a First United first down.
That looked like an awkward fall to you. It looked like a scorpion, where your knees go up and your back goes back. But it was a great run nonetheless. Pick up that First United first down.
Blanchard doesn't have to run another play. I think this will be the end of the third quarter. 14 unanswered for Blanchard. In fact, 34 unanswered for the Lions since they led this game 20-12 early in the second quarter. And with three quarters in the books, Blanchard leads Noble by a score of 54-12. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football. Welcome back to Blanchard, the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. 3 quarters in the books. Blanchard with the big lead in this game, 54-12. The Lions lead Noble. Todd Lisenby, Drake Vitito. As Hudson Perryman in at quarterback now, hands to Vaughn McIntyre, who's going to lose a couple. Back to the 20 on first down. Reeves Mitchell, our in-studio producer tonight. I know he's been having to put out a bunch of fires. We certainly want to show him some love tonight. And the great Nate in the booth with us.
Heck yeah, year two. Year two for a bunch of us. Feels good to have a little bit of a common faces around here. It's going to be a strong year two.
Great Nate keeps coming back every year. He's going to be voting soon. Second down and 12 at the 20-yard line for Blanchard. Just underway, fourth quarter. Perryman in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, keeps it. Perryman running left to the 25, out to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that we didn't really get to, preface in that pregame, just how good it feels to be back. I mean, like you said, and you know this more than I do, I mean, the doldrums of, sports happened those past couple months. And so It's just nice. This is the start of, the next 9 months of just being busy. Just feels good to be back.
And pre-snap nearly offside on Noble. They do get back, though, as Perryman now sends McIntyre to his left. Perryman hands off up the middle to McIntyre. McIntyre to the 30. Has the first down, 35-36. Make it the 37-yard line. 10-yard run for Vaughn McIntyre, and that's a First United first down.
Been really impressed with McIntyre's running as of late. He's a pretty physical runner. There have been a couple of chances for Noble to get tackles for only, minuscule gains for Blanchard, but he has made the most of his carries. He's broken a couple tackles, gotten big gains just like that there for that First United first down.
Seeing some new receivers in the game. You got Clayton Bartlett out there, Deshaun Greer as well out at receiver. Reston Vickery, I believe, out at one receiver down here. As Perryman fakes the handoff, keeps it right side. Perryman cuts up at the 40. And the big fella runs up to the 44-yard line before he finally goes down. 7-yard gain.
I don't know if it's just me being an offensive sicko, but, you know, seeing Hudson Perryman out there at quarterback kind of gives me some Wildcat vibes a little bit. Obviously, we didn't get to see any of him at the quarterback spot last year, but just with a big body like that, there are some interesting things that you could cook up for that Blanchard offense, especially with that core of wide receiver group.
And we know Rio Reynolds is more than capable, too.
Yes.
Their other quarterback as well. 2nd down and 3 from the 44. Perryman hands off up the middle. McIntyre, big hole across midfield to the 48 in Noble territory. He's going to gain, I believe that's a 7-yard gain. It's a First United first down as the chains move across midfield to the 48.
Give credit to this Blanchard O-line, man. They've done nothing but be physical up on that front all night long. It's really created holes for McIntyre and Mikhail Howell all night. It's been really refreshing to see. It's a really good unit up front there for Blanchard.
1st and 10 Lions. Blanchard looking to put the finishing touches on this one here in the 4th quarter as Perryman running to his left, thought about throwing it, spins at the 45, and he runs down to the 42-yard line for a gain of 6 on the play.
I've been thinking about this all day, Todd, but what are some signs? What is like the feeling of knowing you're back in the football? Like their sights, smells, sounds. So last year, it was the cooking of the hot dogs on the grill at Noble. I mean, there are just some things where you know it's like, wow, we're here.
When the band plays the national anthem, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I always think like the way the locker room smells after that first game, it's different than any practice.
Were you a glove wearer at all?
No, I didn't. Come on.
Well,
what do I look like?
Well, good.
What do I look like?
Because the very few games that I played in high school, not even in high school, in middle school.
Here's Perryman on 2nd down. Perryman finds some room. Perryman's down the sideline. He's going to go for a touchdown. Hudson Perryman, 42 yards for the touchdown, and Blanchard adds to the lead. It's now 60-12. The Lions on top with 7:16 to play.
It was a great run by Perryman there. Give credit to that O-line. It sealed off the edge. Perryman was able to run right off that edge down the sideline, beating all the Noble defenders in the process, creating separation, getting the 6 for Blanchard here in the 4th.
There were good blocks on the O-line. It's worth noting a lot of those O-linemen, second-teamers in there as well for Blanchard on that drive as they went down the field, all run plays for the touchdown. Alex Price on for the extra point. The kick is away, and the kick is good.
Good bounce back here for Price after a couple of miscues there early in the first quarter.
7:16 to go in the ball game.
I remember last year we were very close multiple times last year giving Alex Price player of the game.
Yeah.
I think those ended up being losses, but that's the only reason why she ended up getting off the cuff.
61-12 our score. Let's take a timeout. Blanchard football will continue after this.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Welcome back to Blanchard as Osmond Maldonado will kick it away. The kick goes down to the 21-yard line, picked up there by Lane, who returns it out to the 33. 42-yard touchdown run by Hudson Perryman, a Yarborough and Sons Heating and Air touchdown. Makes it 61-12 for Blanchard. Let's get you some of the names of some of the players on the field now, as the Lions have a lot of substitutes out there. Derek Depue's in at cornerback. I see big Braden Heffernan in defensively. For Blanchard, also Isaiah Drake out there as well.
I'm partial.
There's a pass complete up to the 45 to midfield, and a big gainer all the way up to the 40-yard line in Blanchard territory for Carey. Tackle made by Ethan Cole, touchdown saving tackle. That's going to be a gain of 28 yards.
Good pursuit there by Cole to break up that scoring run there.
First down for Blanchard, for a Noble as Steely rolls to his right. Steely pressured, steps into one, hit hard as he throws it, and it's out of bounds. And incomplete, or was it caught? Is that ball caught?
I think it was. He got pushed out of bounds beforehand, though, and
Yeah.
that prompted the flag.
Oh, I didn't see the flag.
I believe a flag was thrown. Oh, yeah, it's at the 10, on the 1.
Oh, I see it now. I couldn't see it from here. It's going to be a pass interference on Blanchard.
I think it was a little early. I think the person there, Cole Watkins, hit him just a tad early before the ball was able to be catchable. I'll tell you, two companies that have gotten their money's worth tonight. First United for the First United first down, and Yarborough and Sons for the touchdown.
Yeah, we have, I think this year with the Blanchard offense, we're going to be saying First United and Yarborough and Sons quite a bit.
The quota will be
first
met.
downs and touchdowns, yeah.
Again, I have the pleasure of hosting the Coaches Show starting next week.
Yeah, where can that be heard at?
That'll be heard on 104.5 Classic Rock and the Blanchard stream, which you're hearing now on Squirtle. It will be on both of those platforms. I believe at 6:30. I'll have to get an update on that, but it will be posted on socials. You can tune in and hear some stuff from the players and coaches.
Here's Steely, who throws down the middle of the field, and this one is going to be caught for a touchdown. Late touchdown for Noble as Trevor Rudd catches that one for 6, and Noble will try an extra point now or 2-point conversion. We'll see. They're going to go for 2.
It was a great throw. Rudd was able to get behind the coverage of the Blanchard defenders just enough to catch a perfect pass from the Noble QB. First time they scored this half.
So Jackson Steely, 24-yard pass to Trevor Rudd. And they are going to try the extra point. Austin Bond will try the kick. Noble tried one kick earlier that was blocked and then went for 2 and didn't get it. We'll see what Bond can do here. It's a high snap. This kick is away, but he pulls it to the left. No good. 6:26 to go in the ball game. 61-18. Blanchard with the lead. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today. Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex in Blanchard. 6:26 to go in the ball game. 61-18. Blanchard with the lead. As we are finally ready to kick this one away.
First time I'm even really paying attention, but student section showed out tonight as well for Blanchard.
This kick will be taken at the 25. Returned out to the 35, 40, 45, 50. Out across midfield to the 45, 40, inside the 40, inside the 30, and down to the 26. Reston Vickery with a big return for Blanchard. And there's a Noble player down on the turf back at the 31-yard line in Blanchard territory.
It's a great run by, say that 5 times fast. Great run by Reston.
Run by Reston, yes.
By Reston. When he was going right to left, you saw him go right. You saw him go from right-hand control to left-hand control. That's a. I'm sure the OCD people are appreciative of that right now.
So the Noble player cramping up back at the 32. So we've got another timeout on the field with 6:13 to go in a 43-point game.
I know I'm kind of putting the cart before the horse here a little bit, and you're not going to be available for this game, Todd, but Piedmont is an interesting game. They run the triple option, I believe.
Yep.
So that'll be a very fast game. That is a game where, we saw Piedmont get up a couple of scores on them last year, and it's a very tough game to fall behind in because the clock just ticks so much when they're running nothing but run plays. It'll be interesting to see what Piedmont looks like this year. I think Blanchard is a little bit more well-equipped on both sides of the ball to kind of counteract any lead that may happen to them, but it's all going to come down to that run defense.
By the way, Bixby played a school from Arkansas tonight.
Yeah.
Harbear High School, which is one of the better schools in Arkansas usually, football-wise. Bixby was up 74-0 at halftime.
Okay.
They won, or 75-0 at halftime, won 75-12. Decent win for Bixby. 1st and 10, Rio Reynolds in the game now at quarterback. He hands to McIntyre, who runs up the middle from the 26 down to the 23.
I don't know if the 70s will be attainable in this game for Blanchard with about 6 minutes left, but Blanchard's creeping up on the Bixby score a little bit. Maybe we can get to 68 before the night ends.
Probably could if they wanted to. I think at this point, Coach Jeff Craig is just ready to
call it a night,
get this one done, and not have any more, have any injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know about the status of Reagan Palmer. He came out at halftime. We hope he's back for next week, obviously.
He left a mark in the short time he was out there. And I'm not talking about turf burns.
Reynolds in the gun, hands to McIntyre again, up the middle to the 20. Near the first down, and he's going to be just a yard short at the 17. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
I think we should take a moment and thank the facilities of Blanchard for having AC in their boxes. This was my first year doing this last year, so you're probably well more equipped for this than I am. But you don't always get the air-conditioned AC units in your boxes.
Well, I'll just say, after our last broadcast last year, it's nice to be back inside again for a broadcast. Because last year you had us outside in a blizzard for the last game of the year.
That is right. But it was a good memory. We look back fondly on those, right? No hard feelings?
Sure. 3rd down and 1 for Blanchard at the 17-yard line. Handoff to McIntyre right up the middle. He needed a yard, and I think he got a yard, maybe 2. It's a 1st down. I'll give him 2 yards to the 15.
Glad Reynolds is getting some reps after seeing Hudson come out. Obviously, from last year, he's very, very capable. He did some really good things last year for the Lions. And hopefully I see it continue here in the Final Four. Here's a fun question for you. A lot of soccer games are played here. Would you still call it a pitch if it's on a football field?
Sure.
Okay.
There's a pass in the flat right side, complete by Reynolds. That was Ethan Cole who made the grab. Gained a couple from the 15 down to the 13. Clock still rolling with 3:35 to play. I want to thank again all of our sponsors of Blanchard football this year. First United Bank and Mortgage, Yarborough & Sons Heat and Air, Brightway Insurance, the LB Realty Group, Blanchard Eye Care, Casa de Wolf, Coops Performance Gym, Quick Wrench, and then some new sponsors this year, Sutterfield Surveying, Hometown Healthcare, Keeler Custom Homes, 10 Arrows Roofing, and Craig and Straight Orthodontics. Thanks to all of them for their sponsorship this year. By the way, I forgot to mention that play earlier. That was a First United first down on the handoff to McIntyre. And here's a handoff for a loss of a couple. That one went to Brody Sherman.
Since this is the first game of the season, I do want to give a quick shout-out to all the sponsors. Everyone that was a part of our inaugural season last year is back, and I'm very thankful for all the new faces that we have seen in the sponsorships area. Couldn't do it without you, quite frankly. Couldn't do it without any of them.
We had our halftime scoreboard brought to you by First United Bank, that is. Our game sponsor tonight is First United Mortgage.
Yes.
Brightway Insurance brought you the starting lineups, Hometown Healthcare, the injury report. You can find all of those updates if you follow at the Franchise Sports on Twitter. You can get all the updates before the game, thanks to all those sponsors on Blanchard football. As another handoff to Brody Sherman, and he gets about a yard to the 14, so it'll make it 4th down with about 2 minutes to play.
And the one post-game post you'll see if you do follow those socials, whether it be a Classic Rock 104.5 Facebook, a 107.7 Franchise Twitter update, is our LB Realty Group Player of the Game. We had a couple names at halftime. Don't want to spoil it. Still,
I think we can do it now.
You want to? You want to?
Go. Let's go.
Okay, I'll let you do the honors.
Well, I think our LB Realty Group Player of the Game this game has to be the guy who was responsible for 5 touchdowns, and that's Carson Cooksey. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns for the Blanchard Lions. Kind of the straw that stirred the drink for him in this one tonight.
I like that.
4th and 9 from the 14. Hand off to Sherman again up the middle, and he doesn't get anything. And Blanchard will turn it over on downs at the 15-yard line.
And, you know, on Cooksey, it's really nothing uncommon. He is a really balanced QB. He can make the big throws. He can, you know, do damage on the ground. It's kind of a archetype game for him.
I'll tell you what, let's read some names of some of the players out there for Blanchard. Maverick Rhodes, Braxton Rinkin out there on the field for Blanchard. Got Ethan Cole playing some defense here. I mentioned earlier Braden Heffernan. He's back out there again. Titan McDonald out there for the Blanchard Lions as well. 1st and 10 from the 15 for Noble. Steely is the quarterback. He throws left side, and that pass is overthrown and incomplete. Luke Meeker on the field for Blanchard. Luke Young out there as well. Got big Colin Cooksey, 6'2", 270-pound O-lineman out there. O-lineman / D-lineman now.
One of the hidden benefits of that coaches show that we'll start doing starting next week is that we won't have to wait until next Friday to see how Reagan Palmer is doing.
Yeah.
We can wait until Tuesday.
Here's Steely, whose pass is incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down with 1:08 to go.
Great way to start the long weekend, though. Didn't even mention that. Labor Day. Any Labor Day plans on Monday?
Work.
Okay.
Same for you?
No.
I will say
not on
Sunday I'm
Monday.
taking a trip down to the DFW area.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the reason you did that?
We're out
last
of
time?
coffee. We need more coffee. We get the coffee from HEB, the Texas San Antonio
Good
blend.
Lord.
Or the Yeah, the San Antonio blend is the best one.
That is
Texas pecan's good too. There's a run for a 2-yard gain.
That is your play-by-play voice of Blanchard, everyone. Todd
They have
Lisenby.
great HEB has great pimento cheese too. If you ever get down there, you should check that out.
He will drive 3 hours to go get 2 things.
One way.
What?
One way. 6 hours round trip. It's a nice little weekend trip.
Will you be stopping at a Buc-ee's or an In-N-Out?
Of course, yes.
Okay. Well,
Probably Buc-ee's, and then we'll find a place in Dallas that's, we don't have in Oklahoma City and
okay.
have lunch somewhere.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Well,
it's not,
I
it's not
think
like
I'll
we go,
excuse it.
It's
I'll
not
think
like we
I'll
go when we
excuse
buy
it.
the 12-pack. We buy like 200 packs to try to make us a couple months. So, last play of the game here should be from Noble. And Steely's going to air one out left side, and that ball is overthrown and incomplete. So with 13 seconds to go, Blanchard's going to come out and put a knee to it, and this should end it. And the Blanchard Lions are going to get an easy Week 1 win over Noble. 61-18 is going to be our final score. It's all academic now. As a few big fellas running out there. Gadsden Jervis getting out there for this last snap of the ball. Connor Schuler out there as well. Colin Schuler. Both getting out on the field. So is Titan McDonald again on the offensive side of the ball. Might have one last handoff here. No, it looks like it. We'll see if they hand the ball off to Sherman here and just let him get a run play in on the last play of the game. Should be the last snap for Blanchard. Should be the last snap tonight. Reynolds is just going to put a knee to the turf, and that's how this one will end. One game in the books, and it's a Blanchard Lions victory. The Lions are 1-0, 61-18 winners over Noble tonight. Drake, our LB Realty Group player of the game, is Carson Cooksey, who has 5 touchdowns, 3 through the air, 2 on the ground. He accounts for 5 of the, I believe it was 9 Blanchard touchdowns tonight in this win. Reagan Palmer's injury, a little bit of a concern. We'll get an update on that heading into next week. But other than that, it was a pretty flawless performance from the Lions tonight.
If I could borrow a phrase from the great Bone Thugs and Harmony on the first of the month, I think Blanchard's one goal was to avenge their loss last year to Noble. Come out with a nice balanced attack. There's high hopes for this team this season, and they came out and it was pretty much textbook. On the offense, I think we were looking to see that air raid offense that we were very much used to, kind of seeing some of the new faces in that wide receiver core. I think guys like Corrick Pierce, Brayson Carter worked wonders for them. Hudson Perriman in as well. Reagan Palmer, for when he was in the game and not injured, did really well too. And on the defense, I think more questions about them, especially in the run game, will get answered next week against Piedmont. Very run-heavy offense, but I liked what I saw, and I think Coach Craig would agree with you. Like I said, we'll be doing those coaches shows starting next Tuesday. You can hear that both on Squirtle and on Classic Rock 104.5. I'll be asking more about Reagan Palmer's injury, kind of the game plan heading into Piedmont, and just overall thoughts of this game. But I got to say, if you're a Lions fan, if you're a Lions players, coaches, you got to be happy with the performance tonight.
Real quick, some other scores in the district tonight. Perkins Tryon leads Tecumseh 28-0 in the fourth quarter. Classen has a slim lead over Bethel, 16-15, that game in the fourth quarter. Bethany's up 51-34 on John Marshall. Hera defeated McLeod tonight by a score of 36-0. Those are just some of the other scores in the district tonight for the Blanchard Lions. Big thanks to First United Mortgage, our game sponsor tonight. Big thanks to all of our sponsors, First United Bank and Mortgage, Yarborough & Sons, Brightway Insurance, the LB Realty Group, who sponsors our player of the game that went to Carson Cooksey tonight, Blanchard Eye Care, Sutterfield Surveying, Casa de Wolf Designs, Hometown Healthcare, Coops Performance Gym, Quick Wrench, Keeler Custom Homes, 10 Arrows Roofing, and Craig and Straight Orthodontics. Thanks to all of them for their sponsorship of Blanchard football.
Like I said earlier, we truly could not do it without any of them. We're really excited, Todd and I are, for a second season of Blanchard football. Not only do we have high hopes for the team, but we're really glad that they have high hopes for us.
And by the way, if you want to get involved and help with sponsorship, you can always contact Drake at Drake Vitito to get that figured out. But we thank them for their support of Blanchard football. this year for many of them, the same as last year as well. And we're looking forward to another great season for the Lions this year. Same time next week, next Friday night, 7 o'clock. Won't be at the same place. You guys will be out at Piedmont. I'll be out of town next week. You'll have a fill-in with you, Drake, but the Lions look to avenge a loss to Piedmont last year against the Wildcats in the non-district play. A little bit tougher test, I think, next week for Blanchard.
Yeah, Piedmont's game plan is pretty cut and dry when it comes to offense. That triple option, it's going to be a very quick game. It's a game where I think the Lions really need to hop out ahead in the very beginning, because for a team that runs a triple option, it's a whole lot harder to come back when you're down than it is to take that lead. And that's kind of what killed the Lions last year, was getting out to a quick 14-0 Piedmont start. But if they start just like they did tonight, I think they'll have no problem against the Wildcats next week.
For the great Nate here in the booth, for Reeves Mitchell, our in-studio producer, for Drake Vitito, my name's Todd Lismy. We appreciate you listening or watching tonight to Blanchard Lions football. Thanks to all of our sponsors. We will be back here again next week. Again, whether you're watching on Squirtle TV or you were listening at Classic Rock 104.5. Our final score tonight, Blanchard 61, Noble 18. You've been listening to Blanchard Lions football.